Okay, Cornelius Nepos, Hannibal. Line 4. In a few days, it would all be decided, a battle with a fleet, a naval battle then. By a multitude of ships, genitive, Hannibal would be overcome, suprabatur. An et, a form of et or est with to fight means must be fought. It had to be fought with a trick or using a ruse. Since he was non-par, he wasn't equal in arms. Impervit, he ordered, clam plurimus, as many as possible, venomous snakes to be collected. Vivas means living, and to koniki them, to throw these into fictilia vases. Fictilia means it's made out of pottery, so it's an earthen jars, living snakes in earth jars. Of these, when he had efficated it, when he'd made it, a magna multitude, so he'd made a great multitude of these living snakes in vases. So then on the day itself, the diipso, in which the naval battle, the naval prolium, facturus, was going to be taking place, he convocated his classariuses. Classaries live on a fleet, they're marines or navalmen, and he praecipited with the dative them. He gave instructions to them that all onto the one ship of King Eumenus there, they should conquer it, they should encounter or put their attention on him. From the rest of the fleet, it would merely be satisfactory. They should consider that they should just defend themselves against the rest of the fleet. So mainly attack this one ship. Okay, so a rather oblique from the instructions. So this thing, by the multitude of serpents, facile easily illos consecturas. So it's an accusative because it's a rather oblique. They don't use inquit, etc. Once you start entering this errata. Anyway, so they would do this easily. Illos being them, consecturos is the future for what they would do. Moreover, however, the king, in which ship he was being carried, ut scirent, so that they would know he himself is in the accusative, because it's still part of this speech, he would make known to them. This is the fact that he would do. He would let them know which ship had the king, which, if they either captured him or killed him, with a great premium, with a great reward for there would be, illis, to them, it was promised. Okay, so that is part of, it starts with that instruction and it ends with this promise. And in the middle it's all accusative, etc. in infinitives. It should be, really, but sometimes you see them use semicolons to join all these together. 11. With such an exhortation of the soldiers' factor made, he led the fleets from both sides, ultrasque, into prolium, into battle. When they had constituted their battle arrays, the lineups of these ships, and prior to giving the sign of battle, the signal for battle, Hannibal, so that he could make everything open or plain to his people, in which place Eumenes the king was, he sent a tabellarium, someone carrying a little tablet, a message, in a scapha, a skiff or a little tiny boat, with a caduus, some sort of stick, to who, when this messenger reached the ship of the adversaries, and showing the epistle or letter, he was asking where the king was. Immediately, he was deductus. He was led to King Eumenes, which no one doubted. Doubt takes Quinn. No one doubted that something was written concerning peace. So this is part of this trick to find out where the king is. Okay, so caduceum, a caduceus, a scipio or a baculus, which is a stick. Doesn't look like it's used too much. It's a herald's staff or a token of peaceable embassy. And I think Mercury, there's also the staff of Mercury that is as messenger of the gods. That's the main definition you'll find. The Tiberius, the messenger, having declared the ship of their leader to his own people, from where he had came, from where he had aggressed from, he received himself back there. But Eumenes, having unloosened the ladle or opened the letter, he found nothing in it except things which pertained to in redending him, to mocking him. Etsi, although the cause of this he was wondering about, and nor could he repair about it, neither could he find out what was the cause of this, Tama, nevertheless, he immediately didn't hesitate to commit to battle, prolium. Of this, in the concourse, in the clashing of these fleets, the Bithynians attacked the ship of the genitive of King Eumenes. Looks like the universal precepts or instructions of Hannibal by these instructions, of which the king was not able to sustain this force, so he sought safety in fuga, in flight. When this didn't consecute when this didn't happen, or it wasn't easy to happen, unless he received himself inside his own praesidium, inside his own protection, which was collocated on a proximate shore. On the nearby shore is where he'd set up some sort of presidio or base. So it looks like he fled and went to his place where he'd protected on the shore. The 5. The remaining ships, Pergamania, some word, more fiercely when they were pressing their adversaries, they repente. Suddenly, the earthenware vessels, of which above we have made mention, began to be thrown. Okay. Which, Yakta, being thrown, initially excited some derision or laughter in the fighting people, and neither why this was done were they able to understand. Potrat, infinitive. Postquam. After autem, however, or moreover, they saw their ships, Opletus, filled up with serpendibuses, with servants. But terrified by this new thing, and when they couldn't see how they could avoid these viderants, to avoid potissum usually means something like how rather they could avoid it. They turned their pups, the sterns, their ships, and they retool-oriented themselves to their nautical camp, to their ship base or something like that. 7. Thus Hannibal, by concilium, by planning or being smart, he supervited, he overcome the arms of the Pergamons. And neither was this the only time he did this, but sapi, but often. And others, with their foot forces, their infantry forces, with equal prudence, he propulated, he drove off adversaries and won. That's it.